friends. So today what we're going to do is we are going to draw some spring flowers. So let's see the supplies that we need. We need half a sheet of paper. We need crayons. We need some watercolor. Because it's watercolor that we are using, we also need some water. Okay, I'm also going to use my pencil and eraser. I have a whiteboard to practice draw on. Okay, so because this is like a group of different flowers that we're going to draw, let's try out different ways to draw flowers. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you a few different ways you can draw flowers. One, like that. So any flower that you're drawing, to make it look the petals are distributed evenly, the trick is draw the circle. Okay, draw a X or a plus passing through, then draw another line in between. You can erase of this line. Okay, then you can draw the flower. So if it is like a flower that petal like this, see how I'm doing? I'm making a petal around this line, like a leaf. Okay, so that is one way. Two, another flower is same thing. You are dividing this like that. Okay, instead of drawing around this line, what we're going to do is I'm going to connect these, and then in between you can draw another type of the petal like that inside, and then you have another one. Okay, third, I don't have space, so I'm going to erase these two, and then we will get into the third. Same thing, circle. So here I'm going to make a petal this way. See, just so you have an even number of petals again. For this is a different type of flower that I'm making. Lazy Susan, that's what it is called, I guess. Okay, so we can make the stem like that, and then the leaves. So that is another flower. Okay, now this is going to be a vase in holding different types of flowers. Maybe you can add like leaves, right, also in it. So the leaves that you can try out is one type of leaf, maybe some type of grass or something. Maybe you can add leaves like that. Maybe another leaves. Maybe here it can be spiky. Okay, or you can draw whatever leaf you can think of. Okay, so I showed you some flowers. I showed you some ways to draw the leaves also. Now let me also show you a few ways we can make the vase. So the vase, you can make the vase this way, maybe this way. If I show you that way, you will not understand. So the first one like that, right? It's like a U, and then on top. So then another one like this, and then connect it with a curvy line, and then another vase. right? Make a backward C, the right way C, and then maybe a C, right way C, a backward C, and then connect it and connect it. You have another type of vase, right? So you can do it that way, or you can see two lines like that, and then another type of vase. So I have a few examples of drawing different vases and different flowers for you guys. Now let's try out putting all this in a into an art. Okay, so first what we're going to do is I'm going to we are putting the paper in the portrait style. Okay, over here I'm going to draw a vase. So whatever vase you, maybe not that, so below, just so this is the whole paper, a little below the middle, I'm going to start with a line. Whatever type of vase you're making, it's fine with me. Okay, now there is like 2 finger space on the bottom. What I'm going to do next is over here I'm going to make a V around this thing. Okay, connect it like that to the vase, bring it down. So it looks like it is on a table or something, right? Maybe you can add some design to the table. Then you are going to make the flowers here. I'm just going to draw some flowers first, different flowers. And that was another flower. Okay, then this is another type of flower. You can make small flowers. Maybe let me draw So once you have the flowers, you can go ahead, fill in all these little spaces with either flowers or leaves. Okay, so that's how we are going to draw the thing, and we'll add all the details on the paper. Okay, you can add more details to your vase also. So let me grab my paper. I'm going to take my pencil and start with a vase. It should not be in the middle of the paper, a little bit below. So I'm going to start from here. I'm starting with a, maybe I'm going to make a bigger vase this time. Okay, remember the V. Okay, so I have the vase and the table. Now all we need are the flowers. So I'm going to start with the flowers. So pick any flower that you feel like drawing and fill that. It is a bouquet of spring flowers, that's all. Try to make it different, so that way or try to overlap. And try out as many different flowers as you can. Once you have the small filler flowers, remember to fill in the small spaces. You can start adding the leaves. So the leaves, I'm like putting some like this, coming down, some going up, sticking out like that. Okay, I'm going to take my marker and now start outlining all these stuff. So try and keep the lines that you want. If there is a line that you're going to erase, don't outline it. So you guys are going to use the black crayon when you're outlining this, okay? If you have black permanent marker, you can use that. Otherwise, don't use the normal marker. Any flower, even a flower that I didn't show you, would work today, okay? You guys may be knowing different ways to draw different flowers, so you can use any of those flowers that you know. So if there is any space that you can see and you want to make it look like, you don't want to make it look like the flowers are floating, then you can add a stem to that, okay? I try to put all the flowers next to each other so there is not much space in between, so you don't need to add a stem. But if your flowers are like wide apart, there is a lot of space in between, then you can add a stem or a leaf to cover the space. Now I'm going to also add a horizon line here. Maybe now we are going to take the crayons and start coloring them. So you can use whatever color you want to color the flowers. I'm going to color my flowers the way I want. This color is going to be an orange flower. So use your imagination and color this spring bouquet with whatever color you want. Because there is a lot of flowers, there is a lot of coloring to do. But it's on a small paper that we're drawing, so we'll be done. In between, if you, just like me, if you have taken green, you can color the leaves while you have the green before you put back the green. So see, what we did here today is we are overlapping so that overlapping the flowers so that it will give you guys a sense of depth. We are trying to use the perspective thing here. And using the horizon line, we are using many of the things that you guys learned to show depth in this picture. One more leaf. Okay, so now let me see what colors I need to use here. Should I use yellow itself here? coloring with markers you could have got a really bright color, but we are going to use watercolor later, right? So we need to use all our strength to get nice color. So here, maybe this flower is also. What color flower should this be? Maybe pink. With what color inside? This color inside. What color should I put for this fellow? Let me see if I can find a color. Blue, green, blue. This is also blue. Do I have a different blue? Maybe this purple. Okay, so let's color the inside. Maybe this one is yellow. So in the spaces in between, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lighter green or whatever green you have. I'm going to put that there to show. Or you can use the dark green itself. In between the flowers, put this green. But this part, you don't have to do that, okay? The part that is towards the outside, if it is in between, inside this, you put green. Any part that is extending outside, you don't have to put green there. Okay, I'm going to put my crayons. Oh, no, I'm not done with the crayons. Let's color the vase. Let's give it some type of design. What color should I use for that? You can use any color for that. I'm going to use this blue-green. I think I could have used markers and then put crayons there. That also would have worked here because I could have painted around this. So okay, I'm going to take another blue and then color in between. As I said, you could have used any color for the vase. I'm just adding some designs to this. Okay. For the table, I'm just going to use brown. I don't want it to be too colorful because This project is too colorful, right? Already. You could have put black or like gray or something. That also would have worked. First I was thinking of putting some designs and then doing that. I decided to not do that. Now let's maybe you can use for this part you can use a crayon to color that part, or you can color it with marker. No, not the marker, with the watercolor. Okay, so I'm going to use watercolor there. So I'm going to put all this back, and then I'm going to grab my watercolor. So I need to decide on what color I'm going to put. Maybe for the wall I'm going to put purple. Purple? Yeah, because all the other colors. Use a color that you haven't used much in this. So purple is one color that I haven't used that much, so I'm going to use purple, or you could even use blue. Okay, so I'm just putting a few drops of water in this, tickling the purple to come, make it nice and juicy. Dip in water, dip in the paint, and then I'm going to start coloring. Dip in water, dip in paint. I don't want the background to be too dark, so that's why I'm dipping it in water each time. Dip in water, spread this out. It is a little bit too dark. Dip in water, slightly dip in the paint. Dip in water, spread this around to get the nice background. Dip in water, dip in water, dip in paint very lightly, and then dip in water, dip in paint. Dip in water, dip in paint. See that when you're near the flowers, you are using the tip of your brush so that you don't get the purple inside the flowers. Even if it get in, it won't get in that much because it is crayons, right? But we don't want that. We'll try to stay away from that. So this part of the background is done. For the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in black, maybe 2 drops in black, because black is a very strong color. I'm going to put my brush in water, just tightly dip in black, and then I'm going to color this. Water, black, spread out the paint. Water, black, spread it out. Even if you go on top of the table, it is fine. In case you haven't colored really well, the paint will get inside that areas that you didn't paint well. That's all. Okay, I'm going to take a paper towel, and then I'm going to just press it down like that. And with that, we are done with our spring flowers. Okay, so I'm going to wash my brush before I put this away. So washing the brush is like sweeping the floor of the container. Wash it well, wipe it on the side, and then put it. Don't close it right now, it is still wet. Let it dry. Same thing with this. Let it dry before you put it for displaying or whatever you want to do with this. Okay, so till we meet next time, bye bye.